8:33 now. Despite Norwich City Council members proposing a vote of no confidence against City Manager John Salomone amidst the contested battle as to whether or not to preserve their local volunteer fire departments, it was ultimately decided that the vote would not happen after all that. We're checking in now with Fox 61's Aaron Coogan, who is live from Norwich City Hall. And Aaron, there seemed to be a lot of momentum leading up to this. A lot of people wanted to see some changes happen. What does all this mean moving forward?
Yeah, well, while largely symbolic, neighbors who lined the street here outside of City Hall last night said this was the opportunity to hold elected officials accountable. And that didn't happen. It got pulled from the agenda. I want to bring in former mayor, current councilman Peter Nystrom into the conversation. You were one of the councilmen to bring this forward, a no confidence vote. Yep. You know, we wouldn't see John Salomone pulled from his chair. We wouldn't see
that was never the intent. Not at all. It was about having a public conversation. The same conversation he keeps having in the newspapers as he tries to press his position on this issue. Something that's completely outside what a city manager normally does. They don't play in the press. They don't do news releases. They stay in the background. He's abandoned everything I knew about him.
You hired him for the position when you were...
Yes, I did. I was the deciding vote. It was a 4-3 split vote back in 2016. And I don't regret that. He's been a very good city manager when it comes to budgets, contract negotiations, working with development. But on this issue, he's blown it.
What was the goal if a no confidence vote was held? What was the immediate action moving forward?
The action was the vote itself. It was to bring the issue and give the public an opportunity to talk specifically about his behavior, his actions. That's all it was.
We're talking 4 months now since Yantic's been out, a week or two since Taftville's been out.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, time is ticking. We don't have those volunteer units in operation, and the conversation's kind of going where?
It's going nowhere because the new chief that he brought in, against my wishes, I actually recommended an existing member of the department, Scott Merchant, who would have been a wonderful local chief. He hired Mr. Wilson. Mr. Wilson wants control from the top down. He doesn't listen to the chiefs. When they had chiefs meetings, he never took into consideration any of their thoughts, their ideas. It's his way or the highway. That's not going to work here in this New England town.
We were briefly able to speak to the mayor last night as to why this got pulled from the agenda in the first place. He said something about legality. Can you go into what happened?
I think it was a last-minute legal harangue. They were asked during agenda setting a week before, is this legal? Can we go forward with this? Both attorneys said yes. They were asked twice by Alderman Nash, who was present. He mentioned it last night. They pulled this at the last minute just to silence the people's voice. That's my opinion. And I think it's a very bad written opinion by the new corporate counsel. And it's not the only one she's written badly. She's also stated that we can charge the entire general fund for these extra costs for overtime people in the town area where Yantic was operating. Yet the charter and the budget declare that anyone captain, lieutenant, firefighter on down must be paid out of the double tax assessment. They're violating the charter. Her response was, you can get away with it now because it's temporary. That's not a strong legal statement.
My last one is, as supporters said, you know, we're going to keep supporting the ongoing litigation. Where do we go from here? Where do you go from here as a representative of this community?
Actually, next council meeting, there's an ordinance that was put before the council by petition. It's an ordinance designed to protect volunteers from this mess.
Councilman, thank you for your time this morning. Of course, we're going to be tracking this as we have for the past 4 months and bringing you the latest on air and online at fox61.com. We're live in Norwich. Aaron Coogan, Fox 61.